This is how you wear it. That's it, bro. Alright, now I'm ready for legs.
Come on! Don't stop! Me. 5. The magic happens. Come on, Chris. 2. 1 more. 2 more. Yes.
That's a crazy mindset, because how do you look like you have 1 more and then you just push out another 4?
Alright fam, welcome back to the OneGym YouTube. We are here today on Friday for our International Leg Day. Here with Chris. Yeah, so legs again. Seems like this day rolls around for me anyway, quite quickly. But for Chris, it's been a little while. He's finally recovered from our last leg session, where he did bodyweight lunges at the end. So we'll see if he does bodyweight lunges at the end of this episode as well. But nah, look, we're going to hit a hard leg session. Change up a few movements from the last leg session we did together as well, just rotating them. Mainly due to, I mean, look, for Chris is in prep. Chris has got strong quads. He doesn't train quads, what, once every 3 weeks, maybe?
Yeah, 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, so once every 3-4 weeks, Chris actually hits his quads. The reason why is because they obviously respond really, really quickly. And in terms of his physique, classic weight caps, all those things, is the reason why he doesn't hit them that often. So it's the main reason for us swapping movements today is because for myself, I'm changing movements based on me maxing out movements in terms of weight and feeling. So I always say to a lot of like the guys that I work with and coach online, you know, when we need to change a movement is when we stop sort of, when we plateau, we can no longer progress that movement, so we can't really move up weight, or we max out the weight the machine can hold, or we start to lose connection the more we increase the weight. So a good example would be for me on like a single leg kneeling leg curl. If you guys have watched previous episodes, you would see that once I work up to about 4 tens a side, so 40 kilos a side on the kneeling leg curl, I can move 50 kilos, so 5 tens, but it just doesn't feel the same as what 4 tens does. But then when I put 4 tens on, I'm doing 20 plus reps, so it feels like it's just too many reps for that movement. So again, it's a sign that when I get to that range, I have to swap it out and come back again when I'm fresher, and start at a lower weight and progress it again from there as well. So we progressed to the horizontal seated leg press for about 10 weeks for myself. I maxed that out in terms of 25s and 20s, and we're still doing 20 plus reps for multiple sets. So we've swapped that out now for the Cybex squat press, which is one of my favorite movements. Squat press, so it's leverage, so it comes down, feels like a squat, but being obviously leg press, you're still very stable through the lower back. There's not much movement there at all. Feels great in the knees for me as well, so all around really good movement, and you can get a nice deep range because of the way the leg platform leverages downwards. After that, we'll go into a lying leg curl, a leg extension, and then rather than finish off with walking lunges, we'll do a dumbbell, like a split squat, to finish off as well with some heel raised. As always, start off with some calves. From the last episode, not much change in terms of Chris's prep. Obviously we're still 10, 11 weeks out now as well. But Chris had at least a high day yesterday and a high day today. Yep. So he's feeling a bit more alive, which is good for some legs, so he can, you know, rest up when he hits his lows tomorrow. At least you can lie in bed and do nothing because you won't be walking anywhere. Yeah. You're wheelchairing out over as well. All right, guys, we're gonna hit it hard. We're gonna keep it intense. You know how we do. Hopefully, bring you guys some educational material along the way as well. As always, keep it fun. And make sure the opens reign supreme over the classics. Let's do it. Never.
I'm in the big leagues. Told her don't miss me.
So here, guys. Here we're doing some tibialis races in between our standing calf race. So a lying leg curl, positioning so our calves are against the pad. So we just focus on raising our toes as hard as possible. I think Flex Wheeler was big on tibialis raises. Flex Wheeler has like a really nice, like his calves. I know obviously you can see calves from the front, but you can really see the meat in Flex Wheeler's calves from the front. He used to say that people used to neglect these sort of tibialis raises and work all that.
The trick with calves, I feel, is not to rush them. The more you put it under tension, the better, and the more you can find that contraction. So I feel it right there. So I'll hold it for a bit and then lower it down. Just moisturizer, because you got dry knees. Just gotta look out for the bros and make everything look great. The videos. Yeah, anabolic.
Too much that I've been through, so I put it all in that rear view. Clean money in a black whip, got old problems with the friends new. Yeah, I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. Yeah, I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly.
Oh, a tibialis is a fucking pump. Alright, so you guys, gonna start off the traditional mic warm-up, which is your normal workout. It's my warm-up. It's gonna be a tricep, so we're gonna do the adductor, 20-25 reps, close to failure, but not quite failure. I'm gonna do personally a kickback, so a machine kickback. Chris can either do an abduction or a kickback, and bodyweight walking lunges, just 15 up and back. We do that 3 times to warm up. A la Kai Green.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go.
Alright guys, so warm up done. Lots of blood in there. Ready to get into our first exercise, the side back squat press. So you'll see this leg press particularly allows for a good range of motion because of the way that the platform leverages down. It really does feel like a squat. We want to try and keep our feet as low as we can on the platform while still getting a good amount of range, just to get a little more quad involvement. We're not going to go to a range where our lower back lifts off the pad. So we're going to find the range of where our lower back is still on the pad, but we're at the greatest shout out to C-Bum, the greatest depth possible. Fuck. And we're going to go stay in that range.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, hey, on a roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
Stay with me.
Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
4, 5, 6, 7, 15. Let's go, bro. 16, 17, 18, 19. You got 5 more, bro. 5 more by yourself. Let's go. 5, 4, 3. I got you now. Let's go. 5. 5 with me now. 5 with me now. You got the spot. 5, 4, 3, 2. Good.
Oh, 1!
Let's go.
Come on!
Yep. Up. Up, 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 up. Good, brother. Good set. That's going to be hard to match. What is that, 31?
You got fucking calves there, bro. Come on. Put them in there. I'll stay in there, bro.
Hey.
Bro, come on. Good job, man.
Easy.
Yours. 1, 2, 3, good. 4, flex to the top. 5, nice. 6, 7, right here, come on. 9. Come on, don't stop! 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, still you. 2 more, 2 more. Yes. Okay.
Fuck. Fuck. Oh. That's why I only train quads once every 3 weeks, because it's mental.
Come on!
Five with me. 5, 4. Up, up, up. 3. Let's go. Easy. Down enough. Down enough. Yep. Yes, bro. Last 2. Yep. You got 1 more in you, bro. Down, down, down. Yep. Up.
Baby, hit him with your knives. Hit him with the bag, baby, hit him with your knives. You are so high, chilling with the satellites, looking at the sky from above with those eagle eyes.
7, 8,
pass me the salt.
1 more.
Pass me the ball. Pass me the salt. Let me spray it on you with a little bit of ammo. With that caviar, baby, you the one
Yep. 1 more. Yep. Hey, we joke around, but when it's time to flick that switch, we flick it.
The last set, mindset. Last set's always, I always think of, that's how I'm remembered for that session, for that exercise. So what I did before doesn't matter. Last set should never be your best set. Should never. If it is, you didn't fucking push hard enough the first sets, but it should be your best effort.
Yes.
Always be your best effort. So last set, best effort. Last set's how you get remembered. When all said and done, fuck hard. How hard did you train? How hard did you push your last set? You never know when it's gonna be your last set.
Let's go, bro. Oh! Oh! Good. Oh! Good. Oh! There we go. Oh! Now we work, bro. Oh! Oh! Good. Oh! Oh! Easy. You got 20, bro. Yep. Yep. Good. Don't you stop, bro. Don't you stop. 6. Don't you stop. 7. One more. Down and up, bro. Fuck you, 1, 4! Go for 4, motherfucker! Ah! 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 Woo! Ah! There you go. That's a crazy mindset, because how do you look like you have 1 more and then you just push out another 4? That's all in here. Learn from him.
Man, a real bad man, us Carlos. I don't do guns and bark off. I just love God and bar off. Man, a real bad man, us G. I got my wife and seed, and that's a good life for me. Man, a real bad. Yeah, back then it was 2 M's. I said mortgages and then marrying. Nowadays it's 2 M's. I mean millions that I'm managing. Real bad man, don't move with savages. But bro still brought that cannon in.
So guys, we are moving on here to lying hamstring curl. Done a couple of working sets. Just working the 10 to 15 rep range, a little bit lower, nice and controlled, really hard contraction. Up, keeping our hips planted into the fucking pad whole time. Think about hip thrusting before you engage the hamstring and keep that lock in there with the hips, and as little movement as possible throughout the entire range. You're bringing your heels to your bum as high as you can without swinging the weight. When you have a partner there with you and you can see the working partner's failing short of range, that's when you'll step in for 2 to 3 more reps. When you spot from the feet, force the leg through the range of motion, because you're forcing contraction and you're forcing muscle fibers to tear. And this is excruciating right now, but this is where the magic happens. Come on, Chris, 2, 2, 1 more, up, 3, 3, good. Oh, you force it, force the contraction, force the growth. No one's gonna do it for you. You want that shit, you gotta take that shit, you gotta give everything. Remember always that winning promises nothing, but demands everything. So you must fucking give everything every damn day. Oh, shit, Chris. Guys, nothing. We're moving on to the leg extension for a muscular skeletal anatomy lesson. I'm going to introduce to you all heads of the quadricep. Medialis, lateralis, rectus femoris, soleus. Let's go, come on. So really important, guys, when you're doing leg extension, it's not just lift with down here. This is going to work no matter what you do. So it's right at the joint. You got to think extra hard at working up here, away from the joint. So Chris has got to make sure he switches on up here, pushes this to the fucking roof at the top of the rep. There. Starts there. So he's flexing from here all the way up the quad for maximum detail.
Gradually, had a talk that talk like this ain't police academy. Don't be mad at me. I did not come here to bring in anarchy. That battery, leave it gradually. But a bad man knows that he ain't gonna live his life for flattery. Jeez. Man, a real bad man, us Carlos. I don't do guns and bark off. I just love God and bar off. Man, a real bad man, us G. I I got my wife and seed, and that's a good life for me. Let it roll by. 06, 07, I was moving reckless. Yeah, had a few interested. Had to learn what it means to be one now. Me and my wife doing views in essence. I was outside when you was in lesson. You was online, I was doing up breakfast. Had a few with questions, how do you do it? But the truth is destined, yeah. Had to learn the code that ain't get that. Tell the bros it can't gift rap. I can't gain and not give back. Real bad man, no, we no mismatch. We don't talk, man, we done that chit chat. Get the word and then dispatch. Then enter rooms where they lift that. But my light's still shining. I know Batman living on islands. I ain't talking minimal mileage. Love God like it is his time.
Alright guys, the last exercise here. Pretty fried. I like to finish off most leg days with something unilateral. I just think it requires an extra set of focus at the end of a workout, and you can be quite fatigued at the end of the workout. Not you could be, you should be. So doing something unilateral requires some extra focus, which means you're less likely to fuck up and injure yourself. It's also good for symmetry, balance, making sure at the end of the session your stronger side doesn't overtake the weaker side. That's more likely to be prevalent at the end of a session than at the start of a session. And it's really good for hip health, knee health as well, to assess how each side's moving independently of the other one and when the muscles are fatigued. Because when you're fresh, again, you can mask some imbalances. So we're doing some dumbbell unilateral split squats, or dumbbell split squats, unilateral squat. Just making sure that the back leg that's not being worked takes the least amount of pressure or load that is required to keep yourself upright, to keep balance. Let's keep our heels elevated, our knee traveling forward.
Okay, let it be known. I'm working hard when I ain't on the phone. This ain't a home, this ain't a phone. Grind never stopping, I'm keeping it cold. Unlocking the door with the only key. You supposed to be close to me, and hopefully you understand. Jody, maybe this cold, I'm like no, the good. This ain't a fluke. I seen it way before it ever happened. He gave me the view. I had to put in my time on the TV. It coming in soon. I couldn't leave it all up to a variant or an
With the wedge, make sure I've got the ball of my foot on the actual ground.
Said I'ma get into it first. Said I'ma get into it. I can't break, that's the thing about me. I won't put these goals on freeze. I can't break, that's the thing about me. I won't put these goals on freeze. You cannot stop me, I mean this spinach and broccoli. Termination like I'm Rocky, lift the heavy, no spot please. Body back a beating and I get away scotch-free. And I'ma take control, unbreakable. I sense the face, the shakes is cold, the grace is more. Plus it's really the motivation, so it's thank you so. Put that's on my neck, hard work on my brain. The easy road taking the left, it's on my chest. No time for regrets, faith in the Jimmy like Steph. Shooting is wet like clay, the party ain't maybe this way. I'm taking all of this left to the bank. I'ma deposit and see what it make. Shoot it, so it's reap. I pay the meter, I came in with Peter like Peter on water. I'm stepping in deeper, they know that I'm coming like follow the leader. I'm taking a chance today. Standing inside of the kitchen, I turn on the heater. I'm here to turn on my brothers and sisters and cousins and mothers until my believers get into it first.
Alright guys, so all done with training legs. Now, as y'all saw, fucking killed that shit. Always good luck to Chris. I was interested to find out from Chris, as we said at the start of this, Chris only trains legs every 2 to 3 weeks because they're a stronger part for him. That was sort of in my words. I really wanted to hear from Chris his take on why he only trains legs 2 to 3 weeks, first of all, and how he finds his strength holds through those 2 to 3 weeks, you know, because today quite strong, bro. You know, kept on the weight with me on a lot of movements, and I'm fairly strong with legs. So again, bro, I was hearing your words, like, hey, why you train that frequency for quads? Is it different for hams? And then how's your strength hold up, bro?
So obviously, being in classic physique, I have a weight cap that I have to get under. I know that if I start putting on muscle anywhere, then it can be a disadvantage because we're looking for proportion. Now, quads is obviously one of my dominant body parts, and I'd rather put muscle in a weaker body part to make my balance and proportions look a lot better than just slap on muscle anywhere. So that's one reason why I train quads once every 3 weeks, the dominant body part. Doesn't mean that I don't train glutes and hamstrings, I still train that weekly. But quads, yeah, try to stay away from them. Strength-wise, I haven't always been strong at quads. I think when I first started competing, I was told that I was too upper body dominant. So all I did was legs, trained legs twice a week, hamstrings, quads the other one. I worked on contractions, I worked on time and detention, I tried it all. And I think it comes to a point where you get to muscle maturity where you know what you're doing. You know the cues, you know the setups, you know how to brace yourself. You don't just go into a lift with no mindset. I think it's a different breed to train legs like an animal. And I know that everyone's gonna get there one day.
I think that what Chris said is very true. You develop sort of that mind-muscle connection, and like you've got to find that yourself, you know. Obviously, it's cliche, I know, you know, you got to find it yourself, feel it yourself. But really, I mean, no, you're not going to watch any fucking YouTube, you're not going to buy any fucking ebook, you're not going to hire any coach who's going to teach you how to contract with your quads. You know, more than you trying different techniques, trial and error, time and time again. You know, trying one technique, not just one session, but for 6 weeks, for 12 weeks, for 24 weeks, progressing that technique or that style of training